In the next 40 minutes, I'm going to build a high converting e-commerce advertorial live with the same strategies that we use at my agency for 7 and 8 figure e-commerce clients. So if you're tired of sending all of your traffic to the same old product pages, then stick with me and follow along with this video to build a listicle for your brand, or skip the work and book a call with me in the first link in the description to get a free audit roadmap of how you're going to split test and build funnels for your brand. First link in the description to book a call. Let's dive in. The listicle I'll be making today is for the brand CarryFit. I figured out it would be a great product to do this video for. As usual, I'm not affiliated with the brand in any way. They're not my clients at the agency, so we're going to be making the listicle for them. If you want to see other tutorials, you can go look at my advertorial tutorial and my sales page tutorial on my YouTube channel. I'll leave them in the top right card here on the YouTube video. And same as we did for those tutorials, we're going to look at the product page here. All of the information I'm going to use from the listicle is going to come from the product page because I don't have access to any other information or any other thing besides the information they have here on the product page. If you're following along with this tutorial to build a listicle for your own brand, you're going to have a lot more access to your own information and to your customer audience. So it will be much easier for you following along. So just starting from the product page here, we can already take in a little bit of info of the target customer and the target audience we're going to sell this baby carrier for. So just by reading the description, we can already get a little bit of information. So this is the word first athleisure baby carrier. So we can already imagine probably they're going to sell it for people and parents that want to still be athletic and do and have a fitness life even when they are parenting a newborn or a baby. And then they mention here people who love to move, cleverly combines the perfect amount of support, stretch, compression, and breathability where you and your baby need it most. Okay, so these are other important points we need to figure out the angles and the target audience we're going to sell to. If we click here on info, we have even more information, which is perfect for what we need to do here. So smoothly pops on overhead, eliminating awkwardly placed back lips. So a very important thing here will be comfortability and the ease of use. Like how easily can you put this thing on? Maybe if you have a child on your right hand, and then you need to put this on with your left hand, or the inverse, how easy it is to put it on yourself and to fit it on yourself. And here they mention they're navigating crowded spaces, tackling household chores, or being active together. Little one safely snuggled against you, leaving your hands free and most tasks to get away with your day. So this is also important. Make sure that your hands are free, that you can bring your baby along without having to use your hands. Here we have a bullet point list of features that we can use on the listicle. Remember, listicles are suitable both for cold traffic and warm traffic. It depends on the awareness level and the sophistication of the audience you're selling to, and they need to be a mix between features. You need to also explain the features of the product on the listicle and educate the audience and educate the customer persona on the features and the benefits of the product. And it also needs to be a differentiating asset for your brand. So listicles, you can use them extremely well to differentiate your product from other players in the market because just the structure of a listicle with the list of points plays into that extremely well. So we're going to use some of these features also on the listicle, but not just overload it with features. Have a great balance between features and benefits and differentiation from other players in the market. So the points we're going to most probably use from this is suitable from newborn to toddler. So to handle the objection of if is it going to fit my baby? Is it good for my baby? Then the second one, 780 grams, the weight, very important here, probably for back pain or associating it with back pain. It needs to be lightweight. It needs to be light because a lot of people of different sizes, as you can read here, suit all body types, weighs 65 to 150, so it's going to suit a lot of people. And since a lot of people are going to also be maybe small or not narrow enough or not with a big bag, it needs to be lightweight for those people. Easy solo fitting is also a very important point. If you're alone with your child and you need to hold it with your hands, you need to be able to fit it by yourself, and no hard to reach back clips, which we already read in the information section. Flexible head and neck support for the child, super important. And then these guarantees here, you're not going to go super heavy on them, but you're going to still have some kind of guarantee section on the page, or a page section where you can showcase these guarantees here that are super important, especially when you're talking about babies and children. You need to make sure that your products are vetted, tested, that they have guarantees, that they have studies and things behind them that support the authority and the trust for your product. Then here they have also an app access that they mentioned here with the offer of the product front end. So with the front end purchase, they also include 12 months app access. Let's see what this app offers. We can maybe include a point in the listicle for this free app access if it makes sense with the angles we're going for. So here they mention tried and tested baby wearing workouts and access personalized fitness plans and designed to improve mood, build strength, and support your postnatal recovery. So this is good. The app they plays very well into their offer, and I assume it's a subscription since the first 12 months are free with the front end purchase. So they also have later down the line, 12 months after the purchase, they also have a way of getting more LTV, more MRR from their purchase. So actually this plays very well into these angles. So we can also include a point in the listicle for the app here. Then guarantees, a good point to always have on a listicle is a point that talks about guarantee. It's usually when we test listicles for our clients, we usually have a point at the end or maybe the last point of the listicle talking about guarantees, talking about these promises and these things here. We have created a comfortable, confident 28 days promise, which includes a complimentary one-to-one fee check with our experts. So basically they're promising you that they have a 28-day promise. And this also includes a one-to-one fit check with our experts if needed. So you can also request someone to help you find the perfect fit for the baby carrier, which is also great. And it's a good point to mention this in a listicle. And then here we have the 12 months manufacturer guarantee. So you have a 28 days money back guarantee. You have a complimentary one-to-one fit check without having to pay extra. And you have a 12 months manufacturer guarantee. Besides the 28-day money back guarantee. So those are some very great points to add on a guarantee point on a listicle. Another good information point we can look at here is, for example, their images, what kind of people are showing in their images to understand a little bit what is the target audience for this. So they have both women and men here, so both parents and also the text and the information here reflects that. So they want the baby carrier to be available for both men and women. But if you look at their benefit driven images, so more of these kinds of images here where they explain the product, as you can see there is mostly women in this product. So here it's only women, here also it's only women, and some of like the products they're actually using to explain the product and to sell the product besides the lifestyle images are mostly women. So what we're going to do here is obviously sell to both, but we're going to mostly think about selling to a target audience of women and also men who are buying this for their partner. So we're going to take that into consideration for our target audience. Let's see if there's more useful information here in the accordion. So the product benefits: universal sizing for all body shapes, ensuring mom and dads can enjoy the comfort. Simplified setup. So these are mostly the same points that we already read about. Sizing and care. So these are the images I mentioned for when I mentioned like the target audience we want to talk about are usually found in these types of images here, because you want to reflect the person looking at this page and thinking about buying the product. You want to reflect that to them. So here they have mostly women for that. We have already seen this. Let's see if we can find more useful information, but I think we already have most of what we need to come up with the listicle points here. Most of these things are going to be repeated. They have a good way of filtering information here in the above the fold. It's actually pretty good. On their product page, they have a kind of a tab style to not make the above the fold super long, to make sure the information stays short, but to make sure they can also showcase the action and the buy box here as soon as possible. So that's perfect in this case for the PDP, but we're looking to build a listicle here, and most of these points we already have seen in the above the fold. Comparison table, we can use a point to have a comparison table here to compare with other option. As I mentioned, differentiation is also a good point to have on your listicle. Here they're mentioning a few information on the CareFit app. We already know that there is kind of a one-to-one fit check included with medical personnel, and this app also plays into that with fitness and workouts and things like that. And then we finally reach the reviews. We can get even more information directly from the customers here in the reviews. So customer mentions here, first review, me and my baby just didn't get along with carriers, and then I tried CareFit, so there's a differentiation point there. How comfortable it is, baby is happy in it too. That's also another important point. There might be babies that are not happy to be inside carriers or or things like that. So that's an important point. My baby feels secure, that's an important point. And also my back feels way more supported than other well-known branded carriers. That's a super important point, even when doing a carrier fit workout. So it seems from the reviews here that people are actually using and getting into the app, and it seems to be useful. Absolutely love this carrier. That's good. The shoulder section allows you to use your hands overhead, which is a unique detail in carriers. That's a good, extremely good differentiation point here. Shoulder section allows you to use your hands overhead, which is unique detail in carriers. Extremely important, good differentiation point here. Almost, if not better than the carrier, is the workout program. So another person mentioning the app use here. So the app seems a very good selling point in this situation. Really surprised me. Carrier is easy and comfortable. The app is amazing. Another person mentioning the app here. Important thing. Such things as around your child, but around your self-identity too, not only physical but mental health. Okay, recovering from postnatal, and it helps also like recovering from all of the like postnatal situation we have. Obviously a newborn, it's kind of an emotional hit, and so you need to recover, you need to stabilize, so the app also helps with that. Super important in this case. Also, as I had an emergency C-section, I imagine this would be a point here, but it's the first time I read it in the reviews, someone mentioning C-section. So this baby carrier, from what Rebecca says here, works extremely well also with women that have had C-section. Another important differentiation point that we can mention here. Probably other carriers don't have that, so we can try differentiating also with that. Let's see if there's other good reviews we can take information from here. Very comfortable to wear. Again, materials light, support your back. We already know this. Leg area for babies also very soft. Okay, we also know this. It mentions a few attempts to get the fit right, and we can play the card of the one-to-one fit check here. A lot of people might be aware that carriers take a lot of time to fit on, and a lot of attempts to get the correct fit on, and we can mention the one-to-one fit check for that the brand offers. But I think we have already most of the information we need to come up with very good listicle points here. We're going to feed all of this information, all of this wealth of information about our audience, about our customer, about the reviews, about the features of the product, the benefits, the guarantees included. We're going to feed it to AI. Obviously, I want to make this video fast. I'm not going to go through our entire research process at the agency that we use with our 7 and 8 figure clients, but I'm going to make it extremely fast, going through AI to feed these points and then find the setting angles we're going to use on the listicle. If we're going to follow along, obviously, I suggest not using AI to actually write the copy for you. Use AI to build a wealth of information and a knowledge base with all of the information that you know about your customer audience and your product and new features to build the angles and to find the angles that you can actually then write copy for yourself, because the human touch is super important. You need to write the copy yourself, and after, like, use AI to categorize this information to find the most important points for your audience, and then write the setting angles on those. So here we are in ChatGPT. I just literally copy and pasted and fed all of the information we found and just looked at on the product page to ChatGPT here, as you can see. And I just asked it to come up with the main keywords, messaging, highlights, and points we can use to come up with good listicle points. And so the highlights here that it came up with, I just literally, as you can see, copy and pasted all of the information we found above the fold, copy and pasted the main points, copy and pasted some reviews, to just give him the context and an idea of what we're talking about here, and asked for a comprehensive review of everything that we mentioned between keywords, messaging, pain points, problems solved, and things like that we can use in our listicles to build up the selling angle. As you can see here, product highlights. So we have the simplified design with the two straps, very important, without a need for awkward back clips, and we read that. Hands-free convenience, securely snuggled with your multitask, perfect or crowded spaces, household chores. So explaining that, also very important point. Adaptable sizing to fit all body types from 65 centimeters to 150. Very important also. Lightweight and compact, what we mentioned on the PDP. Flexible baby wearing options, so for all sizes between 3.2 kg to 20 kg. Comfort-oriented fitted with racer back for maximum comfort, and a flexible head and neck support for babies. Safety standards, super important in this niche. And then peace of mind with the 12-month manufacturer's warranty. Carry Fit app, which we've seen is very used from the customers, so a super important point, and it's included free for the first 12 months with the front-end purchase, which you can use to access expert parenting resources, medical advice, fitness tips. We've seen that, and also workouts. We've seen this from the reviews of customers. Then 28-day comfortable and confident, the promise, a complimentary one-on-one fit check with the money back guarantee and the full support to reach the perfect fit of the product. Then key advantages for parents, we have the ease of use, all-day comfort, both for the parent and the baby. It's both super important. Adaptability for growing families, so you can use it with both toddlers and newborns because it supports weights from 3.2 to 20. We've seen that. Versatility for everyday life, so using it by yourself in many different contexts, while you're working out, with errands, with exercise, on walks, on where you're traveling. So many points here to tackle in the selling angle. The premium app integration that we've seen, and here I asked it to suggest a few marketing angles, but these are not good. So we're going to go directly and try to start immediately first from coming up with a few headlines and then building the points from the headline itself. So I asked it here to write 10 headlines for Listicle for CarryFit and to leverage all the information we have above and to target the exact customer audience we're selling to. And it came up with 10 headlines here for Listicle. Some of these are good, some of these are bad. We're going to go through them and see what we can use from these. So the first headline here is 10 reasons CarryFit is the only baby carrier you'll ever need. This is actually a good headline that I would send traffic to on a Listicle. So we can probably use this later when you're going to start designing the Listicle itself. It's a very good headline to start with. Target audience, new parents looking for only one solution that are already aware about baby carriers and have looked for other baby carriers. Second one is how CarryFit makes baby wearing easy, comfortable, and stylish. This one is not that good. It can become good if you change the beginning of it. I think it would perform better in this case if we actually mentioned the number at the beginning for the Listicle. It works super well. Numbers are catchy, they hook people, especially when they are in a list format. They work extremely well, and that's why we're using a Listicle here. So I think this headline would perform better and would work better if instead of how CarryFit makes baby wearing easy, comfortable, and stylish, it would be 7 ways or 10 ways, for example. CarryFit makes baby wearing easy, comfortable, and stylish. I think that would work better. The third one is 10 ways CarryFit transforms parenting for busy moms and dads. I think this one is not a good headline. It's not a headline that I would use because it doesn't really target and mentions like what we're looking for here to mention in the Listicle. It's a little bit too broad. It can work in certain contexts, but I think for what we're going for here, I think it's not the best headline to use. Some of the other headlines I think are good here are number 5, why every active parent needs CarryFit, 10 features you love. This is an extremely good headline. It targets immediately target audience, so active parents, and then 10 features you love. Then another one, I think it's super good. In this case, it's number 7, CarryFit versus traditional carriers. I would add baby carriers here for even more clarity. 10 ways it's superior, super good for differentiation. As I've mentioned, it's a good point to use Listicles for differentiation. Then expert approved reasons to choose CarryFit for a baby wearing journey is also good. Maybe a little too long. I would condense it a little bit. And then number 10 is also not bad. 10 problems CarryFit solves that other carriers can't. I just think number 7 is the same context as this headline, but just better written, which is CarryFit versus traditional carriers, 10 ways it's superior. I just think number 7 is better in this case, but there are a few good headlines here. That's why I mentioned you need to use AI just to condense your information and come up with the main points you need to use to then write the copy yourself. For the purpose of the video, I'm going to use it here to write the headlines and the points for the Listicles, but you need to add a human touch to it when you write the copy for your Listicle. Writing great copy for educational funnels is not an easy task, and that's why 7- and 8-figure brands come to us to build their educational funnels, advertorials, Listicles, VSL funnels. We build them for our 7- and 8-figure e-commerce clients, so you can book a free audit call in the first link in the description, and I'll give you the roadmap of how you can build code-friendly funnels for your brand. Then I've asked GPT to come up with points for Listicle number 1, which we're going to use to design the Listicle. 7 reasons CarryFit is the only baby carrier you'll ever need. 7 is a good sweet spot for Listicle points. You can go for 5, you can go for 12 on the very long end. I think 7 is the good middle spot, and is also a good number to use for a Listicle. And here it came up with 7 points using all of the information we already gave it above, and the 10 headlines here we came up with using GPT. The points for a Listicle, this is a good thing about Listicle, is that you don't need to write a lot of copy. The points don't need to be like 20 sentence long paragraph. They can even be short, punchy sentences, 2 to 3 to 4 sentences. And one thing we can do here to make this even better is add a little 3 bullet point list to every point paragraph. And just adding, like having simple copy, adding a few bullet point lists helps a lot with just reading through information, going through information, making it much more readable for people reading, for customers reading the page. So as you can see here, this is a great example of how you can do that. For point number 1, for example, effortless fit and comfort. No hard to reach buckles or strap, easily adjustable to fit any body type, designed for solo use, no assistance needed. This is I think bullet point lists on a listicle, they perform well, and we've tested this with listicles we built for our clients. You can usually use them to list features that you wouldn't use the text and the paragraph itself to list, because you use those to describe the benefit for the customer. And so you use bullet points, which are easy to read and easy to go through, to describe all of the features and to let the traffic and the prospect take in all of the features of the product. So now we're here in Figma to actually design the listicle. As you can see, I've imported the current product page, the one that we've just looked at, to take all of our information. So I'm just going to design the above the fold here and the other points, and I'm going to go through them. So let's start with a frame here. We'll do the mobile version since that's where most traffic go through, and we're going to start designing here. The first few easy points are the logo here to start with, so I'm going to copy it from their PDP. We're going to have it there, we're going to center it, maybe make it a little bit bigger like that. And here you can use, let's already make 2 variations here. You can make 2 variations for the above the fold. For one, we're going to go with the logo above, and then we'll add a little box here. We'll also center this one. We're going to add a little kind of announcement bar, so something like this, for example. We're going to do a box like this, for example. Make sure we use their brand color. So let's do, for example, let's use their call to action green here, but let's make it a little bit more like that, so we have some kind of color contrast. And here we can mention, for example, a good thing to do on listicles is to have a call to action there here at the top, but it needs to be a very swift call to action, something that doesn't really stop people from going through and scrolling through the page. For example, mentioning something like exclusive limited offer, and you can actually mention the offer in here, for example, 50% off plus free shipping, something like that. And then you can add at the end, click here to buy or shop now, something like that. You can add a call to action here, and how you would make that pop between all of the text, you would add something like this. So make it bold, for example, underline it, something like that, make it a little, change the color, add some contrasting color. So we can use the green that they are using here, for example, this one, to color that call to action. I think it's a little bit hard to see right now, but it works. It's good enough. So for example, something like this, it's a good enough call to action. Maybe making it a little bit, there's too much text. I think you can maybe remove this part right here, making just like this, making it a little bit bigger like that. You want to have a very simple call to action above the fold, nothing crazy, nothing insane. And the other variation I wanted to build here is will be like this. So for example, having the logo here, adding a box that we'll use as the call to action. Let's add some radius to it, something like that. Then we're going to make it the same color that we have here, just to have some branding in place, so that we're not completely copy driven. As you know, obviously copy is super important on educational funnel. It's the most important thing, but also branding is super important. I never really understand the discourse between and the argument between copy and design. Focus on one or focus on the other. You can just focus on both. You can be great at both. So focus both on copy and on design. Obviously, without great copy, great design wouldn't work. So, but you need to focus on both to make sure your funnel performs as best as possible. So we're going to add a little call to action here, something like that. And this would be a much easier call to action. So instead of having all of this text, it would be maybe just the shop now. So we can delete all other things here, leave just the shop now, add it there. It looks already in the green, looks pretty good, so we don't need to change even the color. I think it looks pretty good like that. We can add it there, maybe make it slightly bigger. I think it's too big like that, but we can sort of see how it looks. Yeah, too big right now. Let's make it smaller how it was, and I think that already looks good. Maybe remove the underline. I think it looks even better right now. So you can kind of have 2 variation here above the fold. You can go for whatever you want. Having a call to action from what we've tested from working with 7-8 figure clients of ours usually work. usually works well, having a call to action there above the fold. Then we'll pop an image in here. I just copied one from their PDP here, so we're just going to use it and have it there as the hero image. We're going to add it there. We don't want to use too much space for the image above the fold. We want to use the above the fold for a headline, a good image, a sub headline or some bullet points, and a good call to action. Some social proof also works. We're going to first start from this variation here. So we're going to add the image like this, then adding the headline that we decided to go with, which in this case, 7 reasons CROFit is the only baby carrier you'll ever need. We're going to center this, make it a little bigger. Let's see what looks the best. Something like that works pretty well. We're going to keep it like it is right now. We can do something like this. Also, we can copy this box that we made here and we can use it to add some social proof with stars or something like that. So we can add a page like this, add a little bit of roundness to it, make it a little smaller. We can add, for example, let's see if we can find under PDP what we're looking for here, the stars. We can use these stars as social proof on the Listicle page. So we're going to copy these, Control C, copy them, put them here, Control V, have them there for social proof. This also obviously helps. Let's do an auto layout. Let's make them a little bit closer to each other like that. And let's mention they have 51 reviews. Or we can mention here, if you don't have a lot of reviews, you can mention obviously the score and it will work a little better. We're going to move these up a little bit, try to center them like that. Just make the auto layout a little bit bigger. So let's add one here and let's add some text mentioning rated 4.9 out of 5, just like that, and that can work very well. Make this smaller and add it in here near all of the stars. We'll do an auto layout between these two like that, so we'll do it like that. We'll center, we'll keep the layout like we found it here, then we'll center and then we'll move this to match the center of the page. We'll also center this, and now we have already something that looks good enough. So added some pages, some stars. Obviously you can also use the number of reviews if it looks better for you. I think we can make this also a little bit smaller to match this. This would look already a little bit better. I don't want to focus too much on design and waste time on design too much here for the sake of the video, but I still want to build something that looks good. This above the fold is already looking pretty good for 7 to 10 minutes of design. We can add, we have the headline here, we have the social proof. We can add also some kind of bullet points or lists here or sub headline. I'll try to go immediately for the call to action and see how that looks. So let's do it like that. Let's center it. Let's add it like this. Add the color that they have here for the call to action. Here for the call to action, you can test 2 things. You can either test learn more, or you can test buy now or shop now. It depends on the brand, it depends on the product, it depends on the niche. We've tested both for our clients with some brands. Learn more works much better with some other brands. Shop now, buy now works better than that. It's very dependent on the brand, very dependent on the niche. So I wouldn't be able to suggest anything precise. So I wouldn't be able to tell just use learn more or use shop now, but you can test both to see what works best for your brand. Here's what I managed to come up with above the fold. So as I mentioned, announcement bar here at the top, the hero image, which showcases the product and some kind of lifestyle situation here where you use the product. Social proof that we added, headline, the call to action. I've added a simple text review here that mentions like the differentiation from other brands and CROFit, which is what we want to go for here, the angle we want to go for, and matching hand-picking reviews that match your angle works extremely well near call to actions and things like that. So for example here, I understood that me and my bitches didn't get along with carriers, and then I tried CROFit. Perfect example of a handpicked reviews that plays extremely well into the angle here, and then just scraping the end of the above the fold a section with as featured in, and then the logos that they already have here on their product page. I just took those and added them here as more social proof and authority for the brand. And this I think is a pretty good above the fold for just 10 to 15 minutes of design here. It's a pretty strong listicle starter to have a very well converting listicle. So here's the actual section that I came up with for the listicle points. This is point number 1, the one that we came up with while using GPT. So as you can see, the best thing about Listicle is the structure is super simple. We have an image here that I also have taken from their PDP, added a headline here, the headline we came up with, the section, the actual copy for the point, and then the few bullet point list here. And I find these help out quite a lot with readability and the structure of the Listicle itself. So if you're building a Listicle, I would very much suggest having some kind of bullet points. It helps with just visibility and readability, and it makes everything flow much better and easier. And basically after that, to complete the Listicle, what you do is you duplicate the point. So as you can see here, I've duplicated the same point 3 times. You fill in the copy that you already came up with the research before. And then after 3 points, and this I've tested extensively in like which spot to actually put the offer and to actually sell the offer, I found that what works best is, for example, in this case, we have 7 points in the middle, and at the end, have a call to action for the offer. So here, for example, after 3 points, I've created this little call out, get 15% off for limited time only, which is the same offer that we mentioned here in the announcement bar. And then we have their free shipping included, and then the 12-month complimentary free app access that we've seen from the reviews. A lot of people have an image of the product, and then the call to action, and then going on with the Listicle again, and then mentioning again a call to action for the offer. If I found out that what's worked the best for click-through rate, for actually getting people from the Listicle to the product page, then to the cart and to checkout, because you need to remember that I need to use these pages to actually get and drive people through to product pages to buy the product. This is what I found out works the best, and this is the layout we've used with our 7 and 8 figure clients. And as you can see here, this Listicle is something that I would send traffic with. I will send traffic to confidently. It looks good. It has good copy that we found from the research that we conducted on the customer audience and the benefits and the features of the product. So yeah, this layout here will provide you with a great Listicle that will convert cold traffic. And that's it, exactly the framework we use to build 7 and 8 figure Listicles for our e-commerce clients at the agency. If you want to work with me and my team, you can book a call in the first link in the description, and you'll get a free audit roadmap of how we are going to split test and build funnels to optimize your brand and increase conversion rate, AOV, revenue per visitor, and overall profitability to allow you to scale better and more easily with paid traffic. You can also get my 60+ page e-commerce split testing system from A to Z in the second link in the description by subscribing to my email list, and you'll also get weekly emails outlining the tests and the strategies we apply for our clients at the agency. See you in the next video.